Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Quick look at the daily chart because I did update the daily chart today. I did reinterpret it. Was needed, was overdue, as I mentioned in previous videos, because of the deep decline. The problem is that due to the deep decline, but we've already seen that in April, I think it was, Ether did lose its impulsive upside potential. So I cannot really, at least not with a high likelihood, consider this anymore as an impulse to the upside. Now, that's not so much of a problem. I'm talking about the entire movement from the June 22 low. It's not impulsive because the pullbacks are too deep. Now, I can consider it still as an ending diagonal, which would still be bullish, but is a much more, let's say, challenging structure to trade and to interpret. Not necessarily less bullish, but definitely less certain. And yeah, it introduced a huge, or let's say large degree of uncertainty to the chart. I did mention it a while ago, but I just needed to make the change to the chart. So I wanted to take you through the preferred scenario, which is at the moment still the white count. But please be aware that I'm observing 2 or 3 other scenarios in the background. There is one that's also super bullish. I mean, again, we have to take it level by level with these. The problem is just that with the introduction of a diagonal pattern, there is a lot of room for interpretation. Yeah, because where do you put the A wave and the B wave and stuff? It's not so easy. I could even put the wave 1 here and then the wave 2 here, but it looks better like that. But yeah, it's not an easy chart to deal with anymore now. And the idea of a diagonal, it kind of makes sense and it is acceptable because it's a 5th wave in which we are. That hasn't changed at all. The idea already was, sort of last year that we finished here a 4th wave, or even a couple of years ago, that we finished a 4th wave in June 22. So in this scenario, we're still looking at a 5-wave advance that started in June 22, wave 1, wave 2. The 3rd wave is ideally still in the making. Then we get another 4, 5. That 3rd wave is an ABC structure because we're dealing with a diagonal. A wave, B wave, C wave. And that C wave is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 4th wave is quite deep, but not too deep for a 4th wave, okay? Especially in a diagonal, we get this sometimes. Now again, there are other scenarios that we can observe. There is one in which if we go much lower than 2006-67, which we might do actually, but we'll have to play it level by level, then we are possibly already in the larger degree 4th wave, but then I get a problem with upside targets, so we'll see. Or if we go lower and just don't recover and even break below like 1800, then we're dealing with a large triangle pattern, okay? So depends on what happens in the coming days and weeks, and we might need to use one of these alternatives. There's even another There's even another scenario that I'm watching in which this here is another 1-2 setup, which would be super bullish. I don't want to show that. It's a bit too bullish, but it's possible. But it doesn't make a difference at the moment. Let's see where this correction finishes. Otherwise, we are going to adapt and adjust charts. The problem is that this pullback is unfolding and there is currently no evidence that it's finished. So therefore, let's go to the shorter time frame count. And either way, regardless of which scenario I'm showing you, it's important to know about the levels where things can turn around. But it's also important, I think, to recognize that as long as we don't get a reliable 5-wave pattern to the upside, which then holds a 3-wave pullback, there is no low in place, okay? So what we've seen from the May lows here, from the Wednesday, the 1st of May low, we haven't seen a 5-wave move up, okay? So we've only seen a 3-wave rally. Talked about that in the previous videos. 1 second. No, we actually could interpret this possibly as 5, but this here was 3. Yeah, so it allowed for definitely another low. Either way, it didn't hold support anyway, and we are around 2,900 dancing. And at the moment, I prefer the white count. It just seems more probable. It's this WXY structure we talked about, and then A wave down, B wave up, and we could now be in this C wave down. Could even place the B here, but it looks a bit strange. Many options possible, but it's very simple. The downside pressure remains high as long as we are below the Monday, the 6th of May high. So that's at 3,230. That level really needs to be broken to the upside in order to unlock more directly bullish potential. And the white count actually points towards round about $2,400, $2,500. This is the 38.2 retracement of the larger cycle that I just showed you on the daily chart of the lower support area. I'd like it to hold the upper support area, but looking at the micro count, it's not very probable. So the next support, I mean, we're holding currently that 2,900 level, which I pointed out as support before, and then 2,668 is the next support, and below that 2,462. So currently the idea would be that we test 2,668 and possibly also 2,462. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm watching at the moment, and the microstructure suggests we're now in a third wave decline, but there's plenty of potential still for this chart to morph, as it has done over recent weeks. Really messy corrective structure. We see that on the Bitcoin chart as well. Quite messy structures at the moment, and these corrections just don't seem to end. Hopefully we are, let's say, approaching the late stages, but you know, we already had a three-wave move down here. What I highlighted to you back then was that I think the downside didn't look fully completed. So we just, you know, there's always a shame because if we have three waves down, technically the correction could be complete. But if it then doesn't rally impulsively, we have to assume it carries on. You know, the probabilities are fairly balanced, but this analysis gives you the clear support levels that we can be watching. And the upside breakout point is here at 3,230. The red count shows the bullish pathway, but I only showed it in red because it really needs proving and is currently not preferred, even though I'd like it, you know, but it's not preferred until we break above 3,230. That's my update about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.